Hey, what's up? I'm transferring to the University of Maryland College Park this fall semester. I'm going to be entering the Letters and Sciences program, and then from there, I'm going to be working to do an internal transfer into the Computer Science program. Um, there's a lot I'll be leaving behind at Pitt, the University of Pittsburgh, from being an RA to serving on the executive student board, serving as an executive board member for Student Government Board, some other responsibilities like with TEDx or with Tech for Good. And there's a lot that I actually, there's a lot that I have to, there's so many people I have to talk to. There's also this, this new organization that's being built by one of my friends, and it was going to be a cool thing to work on. However, such is life, to be honest. My reasoning is simply that I see more opportunities at the University of Maryland. I don't want to get to a point in my life where I say I didn't do this because of X or Y. I want to say I didn't do this because of myself, and that was my decision not to do something. I can't really place the blame on someone else when someone else is living their life with their own path, their own goals and ambitions and failures and limitations. So I really want to stick to that path, not use other people as an excuse to move forward or not move forward. uh, yeah, that line of reasoning might change in the future, but for now, that's kind of my current reasoning. I think there's much more opportunities, much more research opportunities, probably better classes. The dorms don't seem better, so that's gonna be a big worry. But I'm gonna be transferring in the fall semester. I've officially accepted my offer. That is not legally binding, just in case something happens where I have to say I actually did accept the offer, but who knows? I do think it's sad. I think that's something I've been pondering over the couple of weeks. Because what happened was, I applied in the spring semester, and then I found out that they were releasing. No, I applied for early action the spring semester. However, one of my recommendations didn't get in on time. So then my application got moved to regular decision. And then what happened there is that regular decision, the outcome comes out in mid July. So then it was mid July, and I was thinking to myself, hey, I haven't heard from UMD. So I called them up and said, hey, what's going on? And they said, hey, funny enough, we actually sent you a decision to your school email since you applied when you went to high school at Our Lady of Good Counsel, Only Maryland. And I said, that's weird. Let's change that. And then they changed it. And then this Monday, I believe, yeah, this Monday when I was in North Carolina, I got a notification. I checked my email, and boom, congratulations, we have accepted into University of Maryland College Park. And then I had that day to kind of make my decision because technically, if I was going to pen the fall semester, I would be leaving Chicago by like August 6th and going back to my dorm to do my RA training. So there's a lot of stuff. It was a very there was a lot of time to actually like think about the decision. I think, but I also know I already made my decision when I saw it. I think it was just a matter of how did I justify the decision I want to take, and that's something that I'm still doing. However, I do think it's for the best. I think in maybe a year or a couple months, I'm gonna look back and laugh. But I don't. I already explained. I don't want to go look back and say I didn't take this cool opportunity because X, Y, and Z. I do think it's really sad because I was really excited, and it's so weird because for the last couple of months and days and weeks, um, all I've been thinking about is like what I'm going to be doing the next couple of months at Pitt and how exciting it's going to be. Like the student government board members, like the coolest people. I talked about this a couple like weeks, months ago, where it's like they're one of the few people I've actually met who are actually very passionate about like the service they're doing in their organization. Because very often, or people who join organizations often do it, especially like organizations that are for the school and broadly, people usually do it as a resume builder or something like that. So it's really interesting. I see them actually. I get to work together and get to know them. Like very passionate people, very unique, very diverse. I think that's really sad. Like I was gonna get my office, and in fact, the whole year I was building up to kind of that, and it's really interesting because like just like that, everything for the last couple of months, like 9 months now, really just changed on a Monday morning, which I'm really grateful to God for because I know it was a prayer of mine just to. I think that's something I'm always praying about, just like working on my path and just trusting God. But it's really just weird how stuff can just change that quickly. Like one for the last couple of months, I've been thinking about what I'm going to be doing in Pitt in the next month and the next month and the next year, and then just like that, it's like okay, change of location. And what scares me about UMD is I actually have no idea what's going on there. It's going to be my sophomore year. I know a couple of people because I lived in Maryland. I did school in Maryland, so some of my friends went to UMD. I know a couple of people there, but overall, I don't know what the community is like. Last time I actually did anything there academically was I think like junior year of high school. So it's gonna be weird to see. It's weird being the unknown, knowing what's that's like, or not knowing what's gonna be like. Because I even know I'm gonna be living. I really don't have a roommate, but that's just life. And I think roommates can be cool. Roommates can be bad. It's really just depends on the roommate and yourself. But man, it's exciting. It's nerve wracking. I don't know. But I do think what is going to suck the most is disclosing this information or sharing that this information with the appropriate parties. For example, I have to talk to Stink Up and Board because they have to find someone to place myself, and I have to also talk to a bunch of other organizations. Um, and that's gonna be really sucky. I think the ROM is gonna suck, but I'm not too worried about that. Socially, I think the student government board one is gonna suck the most socially because I actually really like those people. I really want to work with them like more than anything. Not more than anything, but like I really was excited to work with them. But I do think they're gonna be fine and do amazing things this year. So it's really a matter of who they find to replace me. Another thing that's like it's an ego booster, but it's also kind of sad because I did get the most votes. I'm gonna keep on holding that to myself because I really cherish the amount of faith and trust and just perseverance I was put into that election. I got the most votes for the student government board member position, and I ran as an independent. I think that was really cool. But then now it feels like, oh, I'm leaving, so it's like it's awkward there. But I don't think people. I thought about it from another perspective. I don't think people are gonna care that much. Worst case, they'll make a couple jokes. It's gonna be weird because there's no black people on the student government board. So they'll see. I'll see who they replace me with. That's gonna be really interesting to see. I remember I was talking to BAS before the election. One thing they were talking about is lack of representation when it comes to stuff like that, student government board. And I was like, dang, you guys should kind of have a party or do something to kind of advocate for that. And I was like, if I didn't work with them because it just never fell into place. But I did win, and I was black. I think. I think I am black. We'll check someday. But now I'm not there. It's like okay, that's gonna be awkward to see. But all things work together. All things work together for good. I'm paraphrasing that Bible verse, so I think it's Romans chapter 8, verse 28. But yeah, that's what I can disclose at this time. There's probably gonna be stuff in the future, but just taking a step at a time. So many stuff are going on, and it's been a really interesting week to say the least. But yeah, besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.